What's up, everybody? Welcome. This is Sage's Hot Seat, and today we have Apocalypse in the hot seat. We have a real deal problem in the hot seat. I don't know whether I'm going to burn up or if he's going to basically shift everything from all the heat and turn it into ashes and make sure that he does not go down today in the PvP match. We have a huge PvP match today. I'm on a 5-game PvP match streak. What am I going to do? What do you do when you face Apocalypse, aka Nietzsche, aka Neats? Welcome, Nietzsche. How you doing today, man? We want to have you on this show. We want to have you in PvP. What do you feel? How excited are you today? Welcome on Sage's Hot Seat.
I am super excited. I've been waiting to join your hot seat. I've been watching a lot of them, and it looks like a really great time. Excited to PvP you. Feel a little bad if I kill your hot streak, but but we gotta do what we gotta do.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we don't want you to go easy. We want you to go full on. I tell everybody, play to win and everything like that. So everyone has the best chance. It's really awesome seeing that you are a Marvel Strike Force streamer, a Marvel Strike Force fanatic. You have a very strong reputation in this game. You are so-called, a PvP master, a PvP king. People know your name. When you walk in the building, it's like, oh, wow, Nietzsche is in PvP. You hold and host your own tournaments, which is awesome as well. How are you doing, man? How do you do it? How long have you been doing PvP? Has it only been this game?
No. So I really fell in love with PvP in World of Warcraft. That's when I really got involved in that player versus player strategizing and basing your how you attack based off of what your opponent's going to do. And I think it's a really crucial part when they brought it to the game. Well, prior to them bringing it to the game, I was close to quitting.
Oh, wow.
And when they brought it back to the game, or when they brought it to the game, it reinvigorated me and gave me a new purpose of here is what I am passionate about. So I haven't PvP'd much recently. So you do have a rusty Nietzsche.
Ooh, we have a rusty Nietzsche.
But we're still gonna pull this off.
Okay. It's really awesome to know where you've come from to come into this game. You were reinvigorated to learn about PvP in this game, let alone figuring out balanced and, the regular style classic PvP where, PvP here is all about red stars, all about, strength of character, all about the actual kit and knowing who and what they do. That's so crucial. You study this on the regular. What is the thing that really turns you on the most, that gets you very wow about a character in PvP? Is it the kit base? Is it the idea that the character is popular? Is it that wow, they are a duo like Dad Bros? Is it someone who's just so absolutely meta that breaks the game like Doom or Silver Surfer? What is the thing that really makes the PvP segment an absolute monster?
Well, honestly, there are a couple different strategies. One of them being you just pick some of the best solo characters in the game. Mm-hmm. And if you do that, it's hard to go wrong against your standard player. What I find really interesting and where a lot of the strategy comes into place is when specific people pick specific characters to counter whatever you have on your team. Mm-hmm. And it can come out of left field and you were not expecting it. It could be a subpar character that just is really a good counter. For example, like Rhino against Magneto. Rhino can counter Magneto.
Right.
But Rhino's not a great character. So I think it's that strategy of not just going for that top tier character.
Yeah.
That is really interesting.
We have 15 minutes to server down, and we're this is crazy. So let's get to it. This is a very, very, very big match for me. Obviously a big match for him because he's trying to get the rust off. But you know how, the movie, what's that robot movie with Hugh Jackman? It's like, he just rusts off, he just shakes it off a little bit, and he just comes in and he waxes the best guy in the world. Now, I'm not the best guy in the world by any means, but I feel like I'm playing, the best guy in one of the best guys in the world. So we're going to go over to our Hot Seat Mojo Verse PvP section, and we're going to get him loaded up in here. And, oh, wait, hang on.
Oh, I found you.
Oh, perfect. All right, so
let's... So you went classic, right?
No, we're doing what? This guy was about to pull a fast one on me. He was about to pull a fast one on me, guys. Oh my goodness. Man, are you crazy? You're 14. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is the player matchup here. Player profile by Nietzsche. He is a 14.4 million total collection power. Strongest team power, 815,000, guys. War MVP 61 times. Total characters collected 163. And characters at max star rank 150. Latest arena rank 1. All-time arena rank 1. Latest arena rank 48. Latest blitz rank 34. He's kind of a blitzer now, probably because of what is it, but he has blitz wins of 24,000, which is awesome. We're going to get into this, guys. This is the moment that you guys have waiting for. I know we're kind of like doing it first, but we have server down in a little bit. So here we go. All right, here we go. First ban. Now we are playing with the offs of Phoenix and Ultron. At the same time, we both have Surfer, and I need to be very careful by not letting him get Surfer and by any means, and so I have to take out Surfer. So yeah, that is the way we are rolling today. Now I'm so fucking nervous. I'm so nervous.
Don't be. You're fine. There's a lot of good characters out here. I don't know myself what to do because I haven't seen you PvP much.
You haven't seen. I mean, there's some things there. There's some things there. All right. So he bans Zemo, and he bans Maw. So he's leaving something on the table. He's leaving something on the table here. He's playing into a hand of whatever it may be. Oh, man. All right, so let's think about this really quickly. I have 13 seconds to think of a character that would possibly be game-breaking, and I think we have to go with the Frost here just to make sure that this would be, in my favor somewhat. I got to give, a character that's going to basically think, hey, I got to get him off key here. All right. See, there's Doom, not Doom, there's Dr. Octopus, which I had a feeling that this was coming, and he picked Ultron as the decoy. Here we go. Now, with this being said, we're going to go here. And we are going to play into all right.
Go with the blob. All right.
All right, this is about to be over, guys, because you already picked Black Bolt. So it's about to be done.
Not necessarily.
All right, so he picked long shot here, which is really interesting. Considering now that I basically am at a loss I have no counters to anything here. So I'm just gonna play like I'm playing, you know, regular here. I'm pretty much in the L here. Kind of a bummer. Yeah, Shield Assault. Yeah, I can't believe I used Shield Assault and won that match that one day. That was crazy. All right. All right, Jubilee. That's funny. I was thinking about Jubilee. All right, so man, I'm gonna lose. This is rough. This is sad music right now. This is sad music. sad music. All right. Let's see. Pretty much this is very interesting here. Got to take away. I'm not afraid of Black Bolt. At all. But I have to ban Doc Ock. So, all right, so we're going to see what we have here.
See, the problem is, if you're gonna pick Blob, you have to be ready to pick Toad no matter what.
Yeah. It didn't really get set up for that. That's the problem. I did not get set up for that. I was looking to do something else. So, I hope you guys won your channel points there. This is going to be a very quick match, guys. So, let's see what we have here. And we have... All right. All right, so we're going to hold down here, guys. We're going to see what this is happening with. Oh, man, she's done so. Whoa! Okay, she held her own here. Okay, so this is very interesting.
Down goes long shot.
Wow.
This is not game over. Oh,
wow.
I think you got this. That two-turn blind is
wow.
Beast.
Wow.
I don't think there's any coming back from that.
I don't know. There's I'm holding on right now because I'm. Wow.
That is game.
Wow, wow,
Well
wow,
done.
wow. Wow. I'm floored right now. I am absolutely floored. Holy cow, guys. Wow. I can't. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Nietzsche, amazing, 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 amazing match.
Yeah.
It's all about the draft. It's all about the draft. First of all, my goodness, unbelievable, unbelievable match here. Now, going this as we're doing this as a show, and we have 5 minutes as we break this down.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you feel about PvP? You know about PvP. How do you feel about PvP and the future of this game right here? This game mode alone, how do you feel about PvP?
In this game mode alone, it definitely needs some work. They need to add in some sort of game mode where, where I'm hoping with the RTA ladder system, although I don't think it will probably happen that way.
Yeah.
But some sort of competitive in the game play where everyone can fight in their TCP bracket, or if you're doing balance, just some sort of shard system that allows you to play one another for a competitive setting that will give you a rank, similar to Arena.
Yeah, so do you feel like, let me ask you a really quick question. Do you feel like this game mode in player profile needs a win-loss record for people in PvP?
It depends. So, I've noticed, playing through challenge and stuff like that, if you have the win-loss record up there, it does two things. A, it does help keep track of who's really competitive, who's doing a lot of them, but it can also hurt you because I forfeit a lot of matches as well, because either I don't show up, I end up not being able to play, things like that. So if your win-loss record is dropping because of you signing up for everything and just not showing or not doing something, then you're either going to get players who only sign up when they are 100% sure they can do it, which means you're going to have less of a competitive pool, or you're going to drive people away basically because they don't want their win-loss record to drop
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I really like what you had to say there. And this game mode. Now, let's go and switch to RTA, which is a slightly worse version of PvP and a awkward version of Blitz. How do you feel about that game mode?
It's, I like it and I don't.
Right.
I think that it's fun to just kind of mess around when you're actually playing the game mode, testing out teams and hoping that you have an interesting matchup. As for me personally, I auto 98% of my matches.
Right.
Very rarely when I'm going to sit there and actually play it, because you're required to play it so much.
Exactly. Do you feel that it's the worst game mode? And if you were to say that PvP can go into the direction of like esports, do you feel like there's a chance, and how far away are they from doing it?
So, worst game mode I think is Arena. Second worst is Blitz.
Wow. Okay.
Arena, to me, it's the same teams up at the top. It doesn't matter what you're fighting. The only skill is figuring out the counter to that team, which it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So Arena to me is the most boring. I just auto that. There's no point to it for me.
Oh wow.
Blitz, same thing. I'm so happy they added Sim Blitz, but it's not. It doesn't capture you. Doesn't sit there and grab your attention anymore. And well, it didn't for me before. I did it even less before.
Mhm.
But it's just not an entertaining game mode
Yeah.
unless you're once again just trying out certain teams
Right.
and using it to play test.
Yeah.
As for esports, uh, I don't see PvP in this game going to. Well, I somewhat take that back. I do see the possibility of it, but they really need to figure out a way to make it a little more entertaining, make the draft system better, and a just something that's also going to be entertaining for the viewers. Because watching a 10-minute draft, if people are taking all the time in the world, although I think it's less now, it's like maybe like 7 minutes or something.
Right.
You're going to lose some viewership having to sit there and just wait on the draft.
Exactly.
With a very short game.
Yeah.
So they definitely need to make some improvements in order for it to be an esport.
Okay. How far away do you think esports is from mobile game squad RPGs and hero collectors? How far away?
I would say a year down. Well, probably more like 2 years down the road.
Okay.
I would say esports and big companies that would sponsor it. You really have to get the player base involved and first, and the game has to really do that. The game has to capture the player base in order for them to be noticed by an esports and willing to sponsor it. Then they have to set it up. So I think we're talking at least 2 years down the road.
Okay. Well, this is great. Love the answers. Very well thought out, very smart. Descriptions of every piece of the game modes. Awesome being able to think about what the future is with, PvP. Awesome thinking about what this game really does for us. This game mode does for us as a consumer, as a player. I like PvP. I think it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. So we're gonna jump back into the game's about to restart into its thing here. So let's go head into the hot seat, guys, and we're gonna go and we're gonna ask some questions. We're gonna learn more about our guy Nietzsche right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, because this is Nietzsche in the hot seat.
Hello, hello.
All right, so now we have a couple questions for you. You're, a player who's been in, Marvel Strike Force. You're a streamer. You're well known. You've got yourself in a position to be here in the hot seat, and we got to ask these really awesome questions. And the motto here is up to the line of controversy and over the line of fun, and that's what we're here to do today with Nietzsche. And so everybody hype it up in the chat for your boy Nietzsche as he is here. And the first question that we get to you is, what was the moment where you hit the confidence saying, I got this, to stream?
Yeah, so really, I found myself watching a lot of streamers. I knew I felt I had a lot of knowledge to contribute to the community regarding strategy. There are some streamers I love, some streamers I disagreed with, and I felt like I had more to contribute than I was just sitting here watching. I also developed a relationship with a lot of streamers. Like, I think Zero was the first one that was really like, I want to help you start streaming.
Yeah.
And so I had several people that really kind of pushed me over that line to, give it a shot.
Awesome. Now, our next question obviously, has, something to do with MSF as well. And that is really about, what's the moment that hooked you onto, Marvel Strike Force. What, like, you came from WoW, you came to something else. What was it that said, hey, like, you know what, like, I think it's time for me to try this game?
I mean, anything Marvel in general
Yeah.
will get me playing it. Me and my brother, when we were younger, we collected cards, we traded them with each other. I always loved the characters, and it just kind of Marvel anything became a passion for me, and it's just what I wanted to do.
Awesome.
I played another game also, another Marvel game, and it went under. Like, it just disappeared off the face of the earth one day. So when I saw this one pop up, I was like, all right, this is my game.
What game was that fell out?
Oh, it was Marvel. What was it? I can picture it. There was a helicarrier. You had little flying, like you had fighter jets that would go out and collect you gold and stuff. And
that's cool.
You actually had a hero character, and you would equip them with items. Another complete. And I spent so much money on that game too. And when it just disappeared, they actually brought it to Facebook before they disappeared.
Avengers Alliance.
It became a Facebook game.
Yeah.
Avengers
Alliance. Avengers Alliance.
Yeah, Avengers Alliance. Yeah.
I spent so much money on that game. You're right. I was like the fighters. I was like, that sounds just like Avengers Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was a great game.
And they couldn't transfer your account to the Facebook version of the game, and so it's like I spent who knows how much money on this, and you can't even bring my account over.
Yeah.
And so that's when I quit.
Yeah. That was such a bummer. It was a really big bummer because they had so many different characters. They had so many, like, they had the skins, they had the costumes, they had the kits with different costumes, they had different, like, character teams. Like, that game was so well developed. It was awesome. It was awesome.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was an unbelievable game. Are there actually any other games that you see yourself playing on your channel?
I've debated it, but I personally lose interest very quickly in games. So I'd have to really find one that I enjoyed. I'm not a huge fan of first-person shooters.
Yeah.
It's repetitive for me, and I don't spend enough time playing it, especially if I'm playing other games, to get really good at it. So
yeah,
those typically I stay away from.
Gotcha. So what are the hobbies that you do have? Besides this.
There's not really many. I'm kind of a homebody. I mainly just play MSF, watch music, and drink beverages.
Beverages. Apple juice, right? Apple juice?
Yes.
Nice.
Apple juice.
I love it, man. You're based out in the East Coast of the U.S., and you have a lot of friends down there. I think Zero's out there too, right? Zero's in that area as well?
Yeah, so I was in Atlanta up until the end of January, and I just moved up to Virginia. Zero, I think, is about 45 minutes to an hour away. We have not met up yet.
Oh, okay.
But that will probably happen in the near future.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are really cool friends. And it's really cool because you guys, and as well as I, made an appearance on your round table. And your round table was, it was you and Mendogs and Kravis, Lex, there were a lot of people that were on the show. Goofy was there on the show at one point as a show host. Let me ask you a question here. That at one point was a really, really, like, it still is a place. It still is a place where people can go and learn and listen and get all the information they possibly can from multiple different people and their points of view at the same time, which is awesome. Now, do you feel like you have a lot to offer on that show besides just PvP?
Yeah. So we're actually revamping it a little bit as
Okay.
well. We're gonna start doing a little bit more focus into certain topics and subjects rather than doing, sections in general for every single show. So we're going to start focusing a little bit more on specific topics. I think when it comes to a lot of late gameplay, like Doom Raid, Alliance War, and that Platinum 2 area, and obviously PvP, those are typically my focus, where I think I can contribute a lot of knowledge. Outside of that, we have our beginner people who can help out with where they are, but I can also, as someone who has been in that position at one time and who also knows what resources that you need after beating Doom twice, because everyone's sitting here being like, oh, you bring up these characters, get through Doom real quick, because you'll get those resources. It's not like DD3. The resources are not insane. You're not going to be able to level up a bunch of tunes to gear tier 15 afterwards.
Yeah.
So providing that perspective of knowing to target specific characters, I think, is also very valuable.
Your perspective is very interesting because you are you're a very late game player. Your advice comes from all different phases because you start in the beginning, right? How many days play are you?
So yeah, I think I'm at roughly about almost 1100.
Okay. And your understanding of the game is so well thought out. It's thorough. You have so many different pieces to add. Where do you think is the hardest in the game right now? Beginners, mid game, or late game?
I guess that's kind of a loaded question. It depends on what you mean by the hardest. So it's very difficult to give people advice, and war would probably be one of the specific ones, because if you're talking raids, it's the same across the board no matter where you are. These are what you want to do and where you want to develop your characters. When you're talking war strategy, specifically when it comes to how you're attacking rooms, what rooms you attack first, if it's a full clear type of war or if it's a partial clear type of war.
Yeah.
What teams are better. There's a million counters to every team. What are the best counters, and what is that punch up or punch down percentage?
Yeah.
So I do think war is probably the most complicated, especially across the different levels of players.
Awesome. Let's start heading into some of the hotter seat questions. We've gotten you warmed up pretty well here. So we're gonna lay into thick here, and as we say thick, with 2 C's, like when you level up a character, what is the worst advice you've ever given?
So I don't know necessarily if it was advice, but it was things I did on stream.
Oh no.
That I would never suggest someone to do, but if they see me do it, they may decide, hey, that's something I should do. Like leveling up Trooper and Punisher to gear tier 15.
Oh.
Do not do it.
Yeah.
It is a terrible decision, but I made that decision for specific reasons.
Right.
That does not apply to 99% of the player base.
And do you feel like that has affected other people because they said, hey, I saw you do this, and so I did it too?
I have seen it either through me doing it or through other players doing it.
Yeah.
But the players who these people were watching, whether it was me or someone else, they're also watching those people who are doing a race, who are saying, oh, this character's really not that bad. Trooper did fine for me. He wasn't terrible,
Right,
but
right, right.
I'm not using him anywhere else. There
Yeah.
was no point in doing him, and the gear crunch is terrible once you complete DD4 and you do your leveling up of characters. You're done.
Yeah, right. It can change a lot by saying one thing, by watching, by saying, by making a video, and then all of a sudden, like you think you're making the right plan, and then everyone's like, okay, this seems to be the right plan because you're doing things, you're advancing, and then like 3 months later, you're like this was a bad idea. It's weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you another question here. This is this can be very hard for some people, but the biggest thing is, what is your opinion? What is your attitude towards Scopely about the constant bugs and the money spending mechanic?
Yeah. So, constant bugs to me, they're an issue. It's a problem. They need to get their stuff together. With the frequency that they do it. However, I'm not also a player that sits here and has access to or looks at all of the data mined or all the information of how the abilities are supposed to work. So, for example, if a new character comes out, I'm going to assume that they're working as intended. I'm likely not going to be the one that catches it. But when you release something and Thor's now crashing the game, that is an issue to me.
Yeah.
That is a problem. That needs to be fixed instantly.
Right.
Because that affected me at one point on Doom campaign because he kept crashing my game and I didn't really realize why until I started diving into it. When does it keep crashing?
Yeah.
That is an issue. They need to try and at least reduce the amount of bugs that come out.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the majority of the bugs that happen aren't terrible, are noticed by only a select few. And once that select few bring it up, then yes, everyone gets all in an uproar about it. So it's the whole thing where I understand that bugs happen. We're all human. But try and do better. Try and reduce the frequency and don't break something that's already been working.
That's a good point. Yeah, don't break something that's already been working, is for sure. Let's head into this one really quickly because I want to jump out of this one into another question. Where does your username come from?
So, I don't know when World of Warcraft came out, but I think I was like 12 or 13 when I started playing that game. First, I think I was doing a project on Friedrich Nietzsche at the time, in whatever that was, middle school or high school, and so I was just like, my name's gonna be Nietzsche, and it stuck with me. That one character, I played probably like 20 other characters, but he was my first character I came back to him late and ended up bringing him to level 60. He was my first character. And then I just started naming additional characters after different philosophers. I had like Descartes and Galileo, and it just became kind of my thing. Anytime I make a character in a game, my first one will always be Nietzsche.
That's really funny. That's really cool, though. So let me ask you a question about this. Do you say Frederick or Frederick?
That's true. I say Frederick.
Frederick.
Honestly, I never actually say his first name, so it never becomes a
problem. Let's dive into something a little harder here for you. What was the age that you were first kissed? Since we're talking about Nietzsche in the beginning, what was the age of your first kiss?
Well, I'm hoping when I was born, my mama kissed me, but outside of that, I assume that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
So I'm gonna say it was probably 13 or 14. I hit like a spree of girlfriends around that age.
Okay, very cool. And what was the kiss that kind of like, you were like, it felt meaningful?
I don't know. I mean, it was probably the first one. First one's
First
probably
one.
one of the ones that you remember the most.
That's true. That's very true, actually. It's weird because you're young and you don't think it matters, and then later down life you're like, oh wow, I remember that. I remember where I was. I remember how I felt. I remember, like, oh yeah, this was a mistake, or
Yeah, yeah.
like it's just so funny. How everything kind of like falls in the way it does, because
Hmm.
you grow up and whatnot, and you come into a world of where you're, the lay is like taking over your eyes, and you're like, oh wow, this is what it really all means to me. So
Hmm.
it's really cool. So what is the let's jump into a little bit more of this. If we could, what is like the worst like pickup line you've ever given someone?
Where's pickup line? Honestly, I'm not the very outgoing type. I don't think I've ever really done a pickup line on someone.
Okay.
All of my relationships have developed from a friendship.
Oh, that's sweet. No, it really is. It's sweet because it makes it a little bit more, uh, what's the word? Again, meaningful. It makes it a little bit more established, and it has a foundation already. It's like, oh, let me go
Mhm.
learn and learn and learn. So yeah.
And they have all failed.
Oh no, they haven't. Just not the right one right now. Not the right one right now. Let me ask you a question here. How much money have you spent in Marvel Strike Force?
Whew, way too much. I choose not to think about it and count, but I would say over the 3 or so years I've played, I mean it's probably been close to 25,000.
Wow. Okay. So that's insane. That's insane. You are now the highest grossing spender on this show. It's you. I now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Tony is 3,000 under you. He spent $22,000 when he
Oh, wow.
on this game from when he at that point has been on the show. And that was a month ago.
I don't think Reminex answered the question.
Reminex didn't answer the question. Reminex
I
did
think
not
he'll
answer
be
the question.
higher.
Reminex basically gave the I am over, and if I tell you it sounds, it's like a very hard six figure, it feels like. Maybe not.
Oh, wow.
Maybe not. But the way he answered it, remember?
Right.
It felt like it was like, wow, it's definitely over. It felt like you went to the beach and you went swimming and you were in the ocean and you got pounded by a wave. You're just like, okay, that's a big number. That's what it felt like. But yeah, so
Yeah. I debated saying 10K, but I was like, nah, it's definitely not 10K.
It's definitely not 10K. Well, the funny part about it is that the reason why we ask is because it gives an idea for people who are in the beginning of the game, who have started not only maybe 3 years or maybe last year. I mean, you're looking at people who have basically said, number one, I've spent $25,000 on this game. Those are the people who spent, and played this game for 3 years, or so. Then you have people who've been on the show or who haven't been on the show who've, said, oh yeah, I barely spent any money. I've only spent $15 to $30, which is incredible, and yeah, you maybe
all the power to them.
all the power to them. Exactly. You trying to figure out like, where is that gauge? I mean, if you look at $15 to $30, okay, honestly, like if you've been playing the game for like a year, that okay, whatever, $15, whatever. But you've been playing for like maybe 6 months. Okay, maybe you've opened the door to your really like, I'm probably going to spend more. Now, if you look at someone, some people who play the game, some content creators who, are, basically starting new and fresh. You have Halfsen, who's been on the show. He's spent, I think he's probably spent at least $10,000 on the game where he said that where he was at. So, he didn't give an exact number, but he gave a range. And I think the range is most important for people because it lets them know where they're going to be at mid game, at beginners, at end game. I mean, end game people, can they do FTP? They probably are doing that already. If once you've gone 3 years of doing FTP, you can do it. But once you've already opened that door, it's like Pandora's box. You're trying to figure out a little bit. And it's never a bad thing what you want to do. If as long as you like it and you commit to it, that's what makes it spending, exciting and fun for you.
Yeah, and I think the battle passes and stuff kind of really ruined it for a lot of people. They get, because the value's so good, they either got those non-spenders to actually spend something.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult now to say I've only spent $30 on the game.
Yeah.
Because we're on like season 4 of RTA.
Yeah.
So you probably spent more. And then I know people who they prided themselves, they streamed because they were free to play.
Right.
And they were just like, no, you can't keep up now without spending that $20 a month.
Right. So let me get to another question to you. What was your most cherished unlock in the game? I mean, you spent this money. You're basically looking at, hey, like, I know what I'm doing in this game. I've played other games before. I know where my money's going. I like this game a lot. I don't really have an end game because mobile games really don't have an end game, really. What is your most cherished unlock over this time?
Yeah, so now it's probably I did really good pulls on long shot. I had 7 yellow stars before the event ended. And then I pulled a 7 red star.
Oh,
so
wow.
Today I'm like,
Wow.
long shot is absolutely my pride and joy. He's an incredible character. I pulled a 6 red on Shatterstar.
Wow.
And so we're gonna hope to pull a 6+ on the next 2.
I mean, you gotta go for it, right? I mean, it's
Right?
At this point, it's going for broke. Number one, because the team hype is at an all-time high. Do you think the hype is bigger than symbiotes?
I don't know if the hype is bigger. I think it's about even, the hype. I think symbiotes weren't as good as people thought they would be. I mean, they were an incredible team. They're still good. But I don't think that they lasted very long. They fell very quickly with the introduction of Axeman and just not being an amazing war defensive team at all, or and they're an okay offensive team.
Yeah.
I think that I am a little disappointed in the kits for multiple man and for drawing a blank on her name. Yeah, Polaris. I'm a little disappointed in that. I'm curious how it's gonna play out. I was hoping for something more crit based, again with specifically multiple man, because he has nothing crit based for buffs or debuffing or anything like that. I was expecting that out of that team, and so that was a little bit of a disappointment.
Let's follow this question up really quickly. Do you think the hype on the symbiotes and X Factor is determined because of how big the name is? Symbiotes, the name is, you got symbiote Spider-Man. There's not a person probably in Marvel love or in love with Marvel. There's not a single person that can say, I don't like Spider-Man. I don't like Spider-Man symbiote. I mean, everyone knows that he was amazing in the comics, in the shows, in the movies. Well, not necessarily in that movie, the movie that we don't talk about. But we know that he's just that amazing. Everyone loves Venom. Everyone loves Carnage. People have learned, about Scream and Anti-Venom because of either comic lore, but mainly from the movies and things like that. That alone really pushed that. Now, you have X Factor. I would be very, very, very hard pressed to say about maybe 30% of those people really know that squad and by comic lore. And the fact that Dad Bros has done so much absolute damage to the hype, or boost to the fire for the hype. That's probably why it's so even, right? Like you're thinking maybe one is a little bit over, but slightly.
Yeah, and the hype definitely came with symbiotes. I know I loved all the symbiotes. I knew pretty much all of them. There would be occasional one-off that I'd have to relook up or something.
Right.
But when it came to X Factor, the characters that were initially released, I knew Shatterstar, and I liked Shatterstar. I wasn't very familiar with Longshot.
Right.
You know, I knew Polaris. I wasn't super familiar with her. I didn't follow her, and same thing with Multiple Man.
Right.
And so, you know, that kind of drops that hype down. But as soon as they got released, and you saw how good the Shatterstar long shot combination was, and then that hype just then skyrocketed because you're expecting that team to be meta now. You're expecting that team based on just those two characters alone.
Right.
If they get any better with synergy, then they're going to be the new meta.
Yeah. Are there any other well, let's change.
Sorry,
No. Let's
Okay.
change. No, this was really good. This was really good. It was just I was just trying to think of like where to go because that was such a really, you know, it was a deep like conversation there about the whole thing there. I just wanted to change it up to maybe to keep it going. So let's go to some fun things about you. Let's talk about you. Not necessarily about the game. We were talking about you a lot, but you know, in general, let's talk about some things. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Nope.
Classic question here. He said no. He says no. Now, pineapple doesn't belong on pizza for you. What is your go-to?
My go-to is pepperoni, green pepper, and onion.
Ooh, I like that. I can always take that. Yeah, that sounds like the staple of like the Pizza Hut like logo, right? Like you're like, oh, that looks like what I'm eating right now.
Yeah, Papa John's is mine.
Oh, really? You're a Papa? Yeah, I mean, I don't eat Pizza Hut, but I was just kidding that. You know? But yeah, Papa John's, the garlic sauce, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all day. Let's go into something really quickly here. When was the last time you lied?
You know, maybe like 5-10 minutes ago.
5-10 minutes ago?
I know my mama probably didn't kiss me first.
Oh, I know, right. It was the lady who actually took you out of the womb. There she was like, "Oh my goodness, here you go."
Nah, I was adopted. My mama probably just handed me over.
Oh, okay. So you're adopted. Can I ask you a question about that, or did you want to roll past that?
Sorry, you broke up there.
Did you want to go in and talk about your adoption, or did you want to roll past that?
I mean, I don't mind. I was planned adoption. My mom got knocked up by some dude and couldn't take care of me. It was planned, and I was taken in by my adopted family 3 days later.
Awesome.
After birth.
And did you feel, comparing this with other people's lives, I want to be obviously respectful about this because it could be tricky and this and that, but how do you feel about growing up in that kind of like lifestyle in that home? A lot of people don't know. What's something that you could say to the viewers and everyone that like is positive about living this life?
Well, my family did a really good job of not keeping me in the dark about it. They explained it to me. They told me it wasn't a big secret. And then what they always said was the difference between you and, someone else who had a child of their own is that we chose you.
Right.
It's not like you were given to us by an accident or something like that. They were always just like, we chose you. So that was always comforting. I never really had a desire to find out who my birth parents were. My family just gave me everything I needed.
That's awesome, man. I like that. I like that a lot. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for being a friend. It's really awesome that you got a chance to open up about that. You know, that said, you're a stronger man for that. You're a stronger man for that. Let's end this and let's get to our quiz. One Infinity Stone that you could use. One Infinity Stone to use. Doesn't necessarily have to be a fight, but in general, one Infinity Stone to use. What would it be?
Oh, that does kind of change things if it's not a fight.
I mean,
I always
okay,
thought that question was for a fight.
I mean, it is. I mean, right? I mean, that would. I mean, in a sense, Thanos really didn't use it for a fight, but he had to fight to get all of them. So if you think about it, you're fighting to use them all and all kinds of things there. But what would be something that you would be like, I need this one the most. I need to use this one the most.
Okay, I mean, it might roughly. It's between two stones, so it's gonna be either the time stone. I could sit there and I can in a fight. I can rewind it until I win, or I can rewind my life and correct the mistakes. Or the reality stone. I can just sit here and be like, nah, that mistake didn't happen.
Right.
We're gonna just change it to everything I want.
I like that. I like that a lot. Now, if you were to use in a fight, if you were to use one in a fight, what would you use?
I mean, it's kind of the same answer. Probably reality, though.
Okay.
I would probably still go with reality. I think that just being able to manipulate everything would, be the game maker.
Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy and really cool how that all like really works. I mean, time and reality both for you are very strong, but one changes something a little bit slighter. That's really cool. Let's go into this very quickly as we end this. I forgot to ask this question for you. We need your favorite Marvel character, storyline, or movie. Which of those?
Yes. So,
let's start with favorite character.
Favorite character, I would say it's Silver Surfer was always one of my favorites. I was super excited when they brought him to the game.
Yeah.
I just thought he was just a really cool character. He was that herald of Galactus, so he's not like the most powerful character in the Marvel universe, but he's still powerful and he's still just really cool.
Yeah.
If we're talking storyline, I would say story character per se, it would be kind of Deadpool. I really like that crazy, unpredictable, talks, goes beyond the fourth wall, and talks to the reader. I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Favorite movie, it's either Iron Man 1, which really just launched the MCU.
Yeah.
Or it's Deadpool, the first one.
Yeah, both are. I mean, both are classic. At the same time, you're looking at the classic of like the first boost of the MCU, and then you're looking at Deadpool as like, wow, like this is really what we deserve. Like this is the character that we deserve. Like it's just so different. It's so different. Yes. Let's get into our quiz before we finish this out. Are you ready? It's pretty fun. We just do this to, have a little joke and learn about some of these things here. I think we had last week we had, I think it was Daredevil. I think we've had Beast. I think we've had Human Torch. I need to stop saying so much. Per one of my buddies is like, you gotta stop saying it. I know.
I do it all the time too.
It's really hard because I'm trying to think of like the things that I'm gonna ask you and such. So let's get to this really quickly so I can stop saying it. How hot is the hot seat right now for you? You're feeling pretty good, nice and warmed up.
Yeah. If we're just if the quiz is a character's powers, I think I'm doing all right.
Okay. Pick a number 1 through 20. 1 through 36. 1 through 36.
1 through 36. Let's go with 17.
17. All right. 17. You have chosen The Thing. All right.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes to answer these questions.
Okay.
And in that 2 minutes, we're going to give a countdown. And in the countdown, you will be, I will be reading out and giving everything here. And if you get all the questions, it's a pat on the back of pride. That's all it really, really much this is. All right. Are you ready to go?
I am.
All right, cool. Let's do this. Remember the things about the Thing and his kit. It doesn't really apply necessarily. It's really about his comic lore, which I'm pretty sure you already know. All right, here we go. And countdown beginning. Here we are. So, playing the quiz here. The Thing. Does he have energy projection?
No.
No is correct. Let's No is correct. Enhanced physiology.
You're breaking up. What did you say?
Enhanced physiology.
Yes.
Enhanced physiology is correct. Does he have fire manipulation?
No.
Correct. Flight.
No.
Correct. Heat vision.
No.
Shape shifting.
I would say no.
The answer is no. Superhuman durability.
Yes.
Yes. And does he have superhuman speed?
Speed? No.
Correct. And superhuman strength?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely he does. He is the Thing. He is known for that, and he trucks people in our game, and it's quite surprising how he does it. We're like, how are you so much stronger than Thing? And you finished with 30 seconds to spare. Dude, everybody, big round of applause for Nietzsche for coming on the show. What an amazing, amazing guy that we just learned about. What an amazing PvP match we just had with this guy. Everybody put the hype in the chat for this man here, as we know, Apocalypse, aka Nietzsche, the PvP king.
Thank you once again for having me. It's been awesome and fun.
Absolutely, man. Would you mind telling everyone where they can find you?
Yeah. On Twitch at whatever Nietzsche. Nietzsche is spelled NIETZSCHII for Twitch.
Okay. And let's see. You're on the round table also, so we want to make sure we can shout that out for you as well. I think that should be it, right? And you don't have a YouTube, right?
I do.
Oh, you do?
And that is. Oh no, I don't have. I could send it to you, but I don't have 100 subscribers yet. So it's a whole big random.
It's all good. Don't even worry about that. It's all good. Let's end it here. We appreciate you for being on. I'm really, really, really happy that we got a chance to PvP. I still can't believe the outcome. That was a crazy match.
Should have gone with Squirrel Girl.
Should have gone with Squirrel Girl. All right. Have a great day, man. I appreciate you for being here, and we will talk soon. Oh, did he go? Oh, no, what happened? Oh, no, he went. He left. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Find us here. You can find me, Sage, on Twitch. You can find me as well on all socials and YouTube with Sage Sentient. We will find soon what to do next. We have other people coming up on the hot seat. You'll be very surprised at who we have on very soon. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day. Peace.